Although The Office has remained quite a beloved show for a long time, no show comes without backlash. The show had its imperfections, and even though it was close to the hearts of many, it received hate. Here are 5 reasons why The Office is hated. But before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you don't miss out on anything. Number 1. Second-rate ripoff. Hardcore fans of the British version of The Office aren't very fond of its American counterpart. Even before his series started airing on NBC, they weren't happy to hear that their favorite show was getting a remake, because networks in the US have a tendency to ruin amazing TV shows from across the pond. Coupling and Faulty Towers are 2 of the best examples of American remakes gone wrong, as the fans of the original series, starring Ricky Gervais, feared the same thing about happening to The Office. Instead of attracting those who loved the source material, NBC managed to alienate them from the get-go, and things didn't get any better once the first episode aired. Pilot was met with mixed reactions, and most critics described it as another failed attempt to Americanize British TV comedies. It seemed like nothing more but a carbon copy of the show, but inspired it, and dropping reminders of the original pilot left and right didn't help its case. The experts were even critical of the brilliant Steve Carell, who later became a household name thanks to the role. This American version of The Office eventually found its own voice, but a lot of people still felt that it's just a pale copy of the original. Number 2. Offensive main character. Michael Scott may be one of the most iconic sitcom characters of all time, but he is also cringeworthy, ignorant, and extremely problematic. Since he has a big heart, viewers often forget how outrageous his actions are. They may seem hilarious when you are nothing but a silent observer, binge-watching The Office in your PJs, but putting yourself in the shoes of people who are forced to cross Michael's path doesn't feel that great. Viewers found out how painfully inappropriate right away, and the second episode, Diversity Day, already sealed the deal. Number 3. Jim's dual nature. Jim Halpert gains the reputation of the ultimate nice guy and the perfect boyfriend, but a lot of people argue that's far from who he really is. Even the most devoted fans of The Office had to admit that he's actually a douchebag, and it came with a long list of good points to prove it. Jim's treatment of his nemesis Dwight was used for comedic relief, but several theories suggest that Dunder Mifflin's resident heartthrob is a creepy sociopath who enjoys torturing and manipulating everyone around him. Dwight is an easy target, because he is easily irritated by Jim's insane pranks, and never seems to let go of them. His eccentric behavior and controlling nature makes him seem like a bad guy, but he is actually someone who is working hard and taking care of other people, unlike Jim. Dwight isn't the only person Jim treated terribly. Each of his girlfriends before Pam, he confirmed that he's actually a scumbag who cares about no one but himself. Number 4. Problematic romance. A majority of The Office fans believe Jim and Pam are couple goals, but not everyone aspires to have a similar relationship. When you look a bit closer at their romance, you start to see some cracks that are actually there from the very start. A lot of viewers seem to forget that Jim and Pam bonded over terrorizing a few co-workers. Despite the fact she is usually presented as the nicest person ever, Dunder Mifflin's receptionist enjoys Jim's crazy pranks as much as he did. Her gentle, timid nature didn't stop her from giggling like a schoolgirl every time her future husband pulled Dwight's leg, and she even helped him out on several occasions. Their mutual love for bullying wasn't the only problematic part of their relationship. It's also important to note that Jim constantly flirted with Pam while she was engaged, and even told her that he loved her before she broke up with Roy. It was part of the reason why her previous relationship fell apart, and would have probably happened one way or another, since Pam and her fiancé already started drifting apart. Number 5. Lasted too long. More great sitcoms overstay their welcome, and Office was no exception. It stayed on there for over 9 seasons because network executives had a hard time letting go of one of their biggest moneymakers. Fans could tell the quality started decreasing after a few years, and they hoped NBC would pull the plug after Steve Carell left, but that didn't happen. Supporting players tried their best to carry the show on their shoulders, but they just weren't strong enough. Season 8 was the first one to receive a bunch of negative reviews, and the critics felt the show officially went from being a shadow of its former self to being actively unwatchable. This brings us to the end of our video. Hope you liked it. If you did, then let us know by giving it a thumbs up. Well, We have loads in store for you guys, so stick around until next time.